B.S. Botany 3rd semester. English book. Critical reading and academic writing. Notes. Ma'am Fariha Anjum. At Sciatim. Information literacy. Information literacy. Information fluency user education. Bibliographic instructions. Library orientation. Other concepts. Information competencies. User training. Development of information skills. Fig. 3.1. Concept of information literacy, Lau 2014. Information literacy is a set of abilities. They require individuals to recognize when information is needed and have the ability to locate, evaluate, and use effectively the needed information. It is a set of critical thinking skills necessary to locate and use information effectively. Information accessing. The user should access information in a sensible way. Information evaluation. The user should use the information in a creative way. Use of information. The user should use information in a correct and creative way. Information literacy is the ability to find, evaluate, organize, use, and communicate information in all its various formats. Mostly it is used in situations that require decision-making, problem-solving, or the acquisition of knowledge. It is a combination of research skills, critical thinking skills, computer technology skills, and communication skills. Information literacy is essential for academic success, effective functioning in the workplace, and participation in society as knowledgeable citizens. Why is information literacy important? 1. Acquiring skills to translate information into knowledge that is relevant to all disciplines. 2. Better research skills can produce more effectively argued research papers. 3. Information literacy empowers students to learn for themselves and make informed decisions. 4. Students are new to scholarship and the academy, and their mental models can be different from those of faculty. 5. Information literacy gives students strategies to look for bias and assess context when evaluating information. 6. Information literacy is linked to professional competency and gives graduates skills that are relevant to their work and personal lives. The term, information literacy, has 5 components. Identify, find, evaluate, apply, and acknowledge sources of information. Information literacy is a lifelong learning process. It is something beginning before you arrive at college, university, and developing as you grow. While each skill is individually important, understanding how they fit together is essential to becoming an information literate person. In other words, information literacy involves an understanding of how information is accessed, shared, and valued, and the abilities and mindset necessary to be able to locate, evaluate, use, and create information sources ethically and effectively. Created, accessed, shared, valued, locate, evaluate, use, create information sources ethically and effectively. Information literacy includes conceptual understandings, such as a recognition of how and why information has value or what makes a source authoritative. Habits of mind, or dispositions such as persistence and flexibility when searching. Skills or practices, such as the ability to effectively use a database. How to apply information literacy. Identify the question. Select the appropriate sources of information. Evaluate the credibility of the information and sources. Choose the best information. Make this information part of your own understanding. Use the information to answer your question. Obtain and use the information in an ethical and legal manner. Obey copyright laws. Cite information used and use technology appropriately. Information literacy skills are vital to success in your personal, professional, and academic life. In college, university, you use these skills to perform well on research papers, projects, and presentations. At work, you will likely to encounter situations where you must seek out new information to make logical decisions. In the home, you are constantly faced with deciding consumer issues and forming opinions on social and political topics. Each situation requires engagement in the information literacy process. It is also worthy to be mentioned here that one must be guard against fake, manipulated, or concocted information. This can be avoided by using the reliable references regarding the information. How to evaluate the quality of academic sources. Academic sources are scholarly books, articles, and research papers that are peer-reviewed, credible, objective, authoritative, and written for academics. Characteristics of academic resources. Scholarly sources should be peer-reviewed. E. They should include a list of references. E. They should be written by an expert author. IV. They should be published by a reputable publisher. Academic sources are authoritative. Academic sources identify the qualifications and expertise of the writer. A source written by a recognized expert in a field is more likely to be trustworthy. Sourced. Academic writing is careful to credit the origins of information and ideas, usually by means of a reference list or bibliography. Peer-reviewed. Other academics have read the source and checked it for accuracy. Before publication in an academic journal, for example, an article is checked by a panel of referees. Academic books are checked by editors and other reviewers. Objective. Academic sources aim to examine a topic fairly. This does not mean that they never take a side, but that the source does not ignore alternative positions on the topic. Written for academics. Academic sources target university lecturers, students, and professionals interested in the theoretical side of a topic. To identify an academic source, apply the criteria listed below. I. What are the qualifications of the author? Academic authors are likely to come from a university or institute, and academic writing is often published by a university press. E. Are sources listed? Look for a reference list or bibliography. E. Has the writing been peer-reviewed? Peer-reviewed journals will have an editorial board or committee listed, or will provide instructions to authors that describe a standard peer review. IV. Is the writing objective? Sources that are blatantly one-sided are unlikely to be academic. V. Who is the target audience? Consider the style of the writing, the presence of advertising, and where you found the source. Primary versus secondary sources. It can help to consider the purpose of the source. Academic writing aims to inform. It does not aim to sell something, or present one person's opinion independent of evidence or logic. Primary sources present original and direct evidence. They are usually created by someone with personal experience of something. Common primary sources are historical documents, for example, a transcript of oral history, or interview data, raw data from an experiment, or demographic records. Secondary sources draw on primary sources. They may comment on primary sources, or use the evidence from primary sources to construct an argument. Books or journal articles that analyze, critique, or synthesize a range of sources are examples of secondary sources. Primary sources can be useful, as they provide a clear, first-hand account, but secondary sources have the added benefit of expert analysis and context. Your university assignments are more likely to use secondary sources. Evaluating source quality. All sources are not created equal. People write for many reasons: to inform, to entertain, to persuade, to describe, to mislead, to satirize, and the quality of information depends on this purpose. In an academic assignment, it is important to use evidence that is reliable, accurate, objective, and up-to-date. Printed sources. Books and articles. The quality of a printed source can vary widely. Followings are important in this context. Sources that check their facts are better. Look for footnotes, a list of references, or other evidence that it has been well researched. Sources with systematic quality controls are better. Look for an editor, editorial board, or other evidence of peer review. Up-to-date sources are better. What could have changed about the topic since its publication? Consistency with existing knowledge is important. If a source contradicts what you already know or have already read, examine its evidence carefully. IV. Online resources. As anyone can publish his material online, you must be on guard while using internet resources. There are many sources of the highest academic quality online. However, there are also personal pages, commercial websites, satires, and other sources that are not useful in a university assignment. Quality of online sources. Many of the same questions about printed sources can be applied to online sources. Does the page have footnotes, a list of references, or other evidence that it has been well researched? Who reviews the page to ensure its accuracy? Look for evidence of peer review. Is the source up to date? Look for a copyright date, or an indication of when the page was last updated. Does the page make unusual or extravagant claims? Extraordinary claims demand rigorous evidence to support them. There are also some shortcuts that can help you to determine whether a website is likely to be useful or not. What type of website is this? Look at the URL address. com or co.nz, a commercial site. This may carry useful information, but be wary of bias. Org.nz, an organization, often a nonprofit organization or professional association. Again, there may be useful information, but bias towards the organization's objectives is likely. Govit.nz, a government site. These sites are usually informative, and many are high quality, but they can also have limited scope. Adu or ac.nz, an academic site. These sites are likely to be very useful and usually target an academic audience. Personal pages are sometimes hosted on academic sites, however, and their quality can vary. A, B, C, D. Does the website look professional? Websites with many advertisements and pop-up windows, and websites with only text on a plain background, are less likely to be sources of quality information. Does the website identify an author? Uncredited information is of dubious value.